Hey, edgelords, thanks so much for tuning in on your internet tuner. We want you to hit subscribe. Isn't that right, Robby?
That's right. That way you'll get the episodes as they come out every single Wednesday.
You need it, and you want it. You know...
Yeah? You're speechless. The song has taken the words away from you. Except for one, well, multiple... edgelords.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm actually amazed we both hit edgelords there.
We harmonized.
We did, I think. We harmonized. There was some rambling happening, but we got there. We got where we had to get.
Man, I'm so happy we get to do this podcast, and I thank the powers that be for this podcast, and I thank the powers that be for that song.
This is religious talk now. You've gotten religious. Who are the powers that be in this scenario?
I don't know. I didn't want to say just because I don't really believe in God, and I do think there is endless darkness. But
we're off to a dark start here.
Well, you asked.
I did ask.
I didn't want to say endless darkness, so I said the powers that be. Well, karma. Who knows?
So the powers that be are endless darkness to you.
Maybe. That's pretty edgy.
That's super edgy. That's actually the most legitimately edgy thing you've ever said on this podcast.
It's the most Norwegian black metal thing about me.
The powers that be are the endless darkness.
You know what? Here's a little riff.
Okay. That kind of they lose some of their power when you call them out as a
little riff.
Here's a little riff for you.
But here's a thought I had just right now.
Oh, good.
The death metal, black metal, satanic metal people.
Uh-huh.
They believe in an afterlife because they believe in Satan.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And just being a straight up atheist is way more black metal because endless darkness, it's like they're still scared of there being endless darkness, so they made up an afterlife. They still believe in an afterlife. They're kind of pussies.
But they're saying what's their whole thing, that they're going to conquer the endless, that they're going to go, like they want to be in hell.
They're the strong, the devil is the strong one. So just like pray to the devil.
Okay.
Don't be weak and pray to God or whatever.
I've never heard anyone frame it like that, but now that you have, I'm kind of on board.
Yeah, they're still scared.
Yes.
The root is their fear.
Well, look, if you're playing the odds, right, you're probably going to end up in hell. If there is a heaven and hell, you're more likely to end up in hell than heaven, right?
True.
Just people in general, because most people are garbage.
Whacking off.
If you spend your life dedicating it to Satan, then maybe you have a better kind of run when you get to hell. Maybe he's like, oh, you're the guy who wrote the song. You got all the kids to go, rah, 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 you know?
Yes.
So I kind of get it. Are you an atheist? Or are you like, I'm a hardcore atheist?
No, I believe that we don't know what it is, but odds are it's nothing.
Yeah, that's what my dermatologist says to me when he finds a mole.
Yes.
We don't know what it is, but odds are it's nothing.
Yes.
No, I agree. I like people who are hardcore atheists. Like, there's nothing. You don't know that. It's just as ridiculous as there's definitely a
well,
God
I don't think it's
Satan.
just as ridiculous.
I think it's equally ridiculous.
Really?
To claim to know anything that can't be known with full certainty is ridiculous and arrogant.
I think it's 70-30.
You think what is 70-30?
Probably more like 90-10.
Oh, like the odds. Sure.
There's nothing.
I lean towards nothingness as well, but I would never claim to like with certitude that that's the fact. There is nothing. I don't know that. I guess you never find out. You find out when you die, and there's probably nothing to find out.
You know what you do is you get your body releases that drug and it makes you hallucinate.
DMT?
DMT,
Yeah.
Thank you. And
this is an edgy. When you're talking DMT, it's a real edgy podcast.
Well, I used to be roommates with a guy, and he was addicted to opioids.
This week in edging.
And he was addicted to opioids, and no fault of his own. He had a horrific injury, and then but he had done a bunch of DMT.
Okay.
And he was ODing off of opioids. and in his stupor, he started to have a DMT rush.
Whoa.
And he said that had he not known what DMT felt like, he would have let it take over him and he would have died.
But he'd been preparing for this.
But he was like, wait a second, this is the DMT feeling. This isn't opioids. I'm dying. And so he was like, ah! And like forced himself out of it and like started walking around the basement that he was like sleeping in and everything.
And who is this man?
He's a comedian, so I think he's talked about it.
Okay.
Shane Moss.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure he's talked about it on podcasts and in his like act and everything.
I hope he has. If not, this is a pretty big revelation for you to be putting out there.
Well, you asked. No, I'm pretty sure it's fine. And one of my favorite Shane Moss stories is also one of my favorite Dave Waite stories. Is
Dave Waite, another super funny comic.
Super funny comic. Is he's like Shane Moss had was going through a divorce, not a divorce, but like a live-in girlfriend thing. And then I was living in LA, and we called the Bro House a bunch of comedians.
Yep.
Dave Waite was sort of like the paternal figure, not the paternal figure.
Oh, you're in bad shape when Dave Waite is the paternal figure.
He's not the paternal figure, but he was the guy who sort of got people into the apartment and sort of helped run it. And then we had another roommate. We had like 6 roommates. One of them, let's say his name was Rick.
Yep.
And he goes, and so Shane Moss is, a week ago he had a house in Malibu with his girlfriend.
Yep.
And now he's got a broken leg, and he's got like his body's rejected the screws in his ankle, so he had an open wound with a vacuum cleaner attached to his leg, sucking out goo.
Ugh.
Yes.
And this is in a apartment with 6 other comedians living in it.
And he's no longer with a beautiful lady. He's in the Bro House.
Yes. Sucking goo out of his infected leg with a vacuum.
Yes. And on the floor of this room, assembling a IKEA bed. And
did anyone, just so I know the type of house this is, was anyone like, hey, guy with the possible mortal wound on your leg that you're sucking juice out of?
Sure.
Can we help you assemble this bed?
Well, good question. And I'm getting to that.
Okay, great.
So Dave Waite comes to the doorway, and I love Dave Waite. He's so funny. He's such a great guy, kind man.
Big fans of Dave Waite on this podcast.
Yes.
He'll never do it, not big enough, but he's a great guy. We're not going to have him on, but we love him. He's great.
I think he just filmed like a Showtime special or something.
Well, maybe if it's well received.
Anyway, he's a bit of an oddball, Dave Waite. Dave Waite is from Kentucky. Hey, hi, Dave Waite.
That's pretty good, Dave Waite. Yeah.
And
Dave Waite would never look out of place at any like diner that is in a truck stop.
Yes, he looks like a
Iowa or
diner
whatever.
Truck stop man.
Yes, yeah.
You go, hey, darling.
Exactly. Yeah.
So Dave Waite got a bit of a belly, and he's like standing in the doorway of the bedroom, holding a beer, rubbing his belly, watching Shane Moss assemble this thing on the ground. And he's just rubbing his belly, going like,
Dave Waite is a belly rubber, right?
He's a belly rubber.
Yeah.
He goes,
He kind of got a sling blade thing going.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a sling blade.
Yeah.
Yep. And Shane's like thinking, he's like, is this guy gonna help me assemble this? I can't. What's he? And then Dave goes, yep. We think Rick might be a virgin, and then just walks away. After like 2 minutes.
2 minutes just watching, rubbing his belly. And he was so in the rubbing, he wasn't rubbing from watching the bed. He was considering how to break the news of Rick's virginity to Shane, who was somewhere between dying and assembling furniture.
Yes.
That's amazing. That's amazing. My apartment situation in LA when I was open mic comic back then, there was 4 of us in a 2-bedroom apartment.
Perfect.
I had a bedroom.
How many bathrooms?
There were 2 actually.
Oh, wow.
But one of them was like en suite for the one who was paying the most.
Yeah.
Eric Gruber, who's living in Budapest now.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a bathroom for the 3 of us, and so it was me, Sandro Yocolano, and Stretch. Sandro lived on a couch.
Stretch
lived on a couch. Yes, and Stretch was our roommate, comic, lovely guy, black guy who would put. He would put baby oil, like cover himself just head to toe in baby oil when he was done with a shower.
Yeah.
And
I think that's what you got to do.
Is that true?
You don't want to get ashy.
Well, the bathtub was just like, I mean, it was a
just a house
hazard. Yeah, it was just an oil slick if you had to shower. And then any dirt that comes off anyone else just sticks to the oil. So it was like a mechanic had just like.
I think baby oil. Yeah, I'm not black, but I thought shea butter, I think. What, right? Cocoa butter? But not. I've never heard baby oil. Maybe that's a thing. I don't know.
It was definitely Stretch's thing.
Yes.
And it was like, so I took 2 years of wildly dangerous, slippery showers with the most dirty floor you could imagine. It was the most bizarre way to live. I moved into that apartment from my first LA apartment, which was me and Sandro Yocolano. Do you know Sandro? LA comic. He's great. He's like a regular at the store. He's super funny. That was a 1-bedroom. I had a bedroom. He had the couch. We didn't have a refrigerator.
What?
There was no the apartment didn't come with a refrigerator.
Why didn't you guys buy a refrigerator together?
Because we were both
like,
broke. We really didn't have the money for a refrigerator. We were living without one.
4 of you couldn't squat.
This was
like
$25
each.
It was 2 of us.
Oh.
And maybe we could, but it wasn't a priority. There was a 7-Eleven across the street that just became our fridge.
Yeah.
You just got something from the 7-Eleven, brought it back, and.
Healthy guys.
After we were moving out, after a year, they're doing the walkthrough, the landlord, and he gets to the kitchen and he sees there's no fridge, and he's like, "You guys don't have a fridge?" We're like, "You didn't know that?" He's like, "If you had just told me you didn't have a fridge, I'd have brought you a fridge to the apartment." We never even thought to tell the landlord. We'd both moved there from Tampa, and we were like, "I guess it's just an LA thing.
Big city living.
I guess they just don't give you a fridge."
No.
Yeah, it was brutal.
That's so funny.
We're idiots. Yeah, that's the long and short of it is we.
When I lived in the bro house, so we had 5 roommates. It was a 5-bedroom though. Mm-hmm. There were stretches where we'd have, another wayward comedian, homeless comedian sleeping on couch here and there. The grossest couch in the world.
Of course.
Found on the street, and then had been in the apartment for like 6 years, never cleaned. Disgusting.
That's horrific.
People would sleep. It just smelled like old whatever. Anyway, 2 bathrooms, and the front bathroom. I lived in the back, so I cleaned that bathroom.
Yes,
I cleaned the shit out of it when I first got there.
Yeah,
spent like an hour and a half.
Right,
and then every week I would clean it again.
Okay. So you were the guy who cleaned the bathroom.
I cleaned the bathroom I used.
Yes.
The front bathroom was much bigger. No one cleaned it. Mm-hmm. And slowly but surely, as it got dirty to the point where a plant started to grow out of the drain in the shower.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point where the plant was so big that everyone, as it got bigger, people slowly started migrating to my bathroom.
Oh, rather than deal with the plant
so
issue,
we had it became a 5-bedroom, 1-bathroom house because no one wanted to clean the front bathroom, and there was a tree growing out of
your house that was overly lived in, right? There were too many people in it. Took the shape of like what happens when humanity leaves a place, right? Of just like nature is taking over. Nature is healing. You have plants growing in your bathroom.
Yeah.
That's one of the more disgusting things I've heard.
Shane was like, "Life will find a way." He kept saying that. It was pretty funny.
Well, of course, Rick is not getting laid in that scenario.
Nope. Not his fault.
Did he finally lose his virginity?
We weren't sure he was a virgin. We were pretty sure, but I'm pretty sure he is no longer one.
God bless him. I think we should make a little bit of cash off of this podcast.
Cashola.
I think we should make a little bit of money, and I think we can do that with a new ad from a very exciting new sponsor.
Yes, Divorce Kings.
That's right, with a Z, the only sports gambling app that will also handle your divorce.
Will you lose custody of your kids? You can bet on it, literally.
50% of marriages end in divorce, but Divorce King's Sportbook will give you better odds than that.
Bet on basketball, football, or if you'll be held in contempt of court for calling your wife a bitch.
When it comes to divorce, all bets are off. But with Divorce Kings, all bets are on.
Get hot and recoup your alimony, or get cold and your wife doesn't get alimony because you don't have it. Either way, you win.
And Divorce Kings lets you parlay bets. Will your wife keep the house, your daughter, and the pets? Not with that drinking problem.
We'll take that bet.
Divorce Kings. Lose your house and bet against it in the same transaction.
It sounds like a very reputable company.
It's very
wholesome.
reputable. They do good work. Yes, they're based on a ship that is never allowed to dock anywhere.
Yes.
And they do good work. They do good work.
I've heard of that, yeah.
And I think I'm ready for our amazing guest. Are you?
I'm both ready and excited.
Okay. We have an amazing guest here.
We have an amazing
guest. Let's give her an intro she deserves. Her new special, Girl Daddy, is on HBO Max.
Yes.
You might have seen her on Conan, Kimmel, a Comedy Central half hour. She's written for Crashing, The Last OG. She has her own podcast, the We Called Your Mom podcast.
Guest Lord, welcome, Daddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Beth Stelling.
Beth Stelling, everybody. Yeah.
Yes.
So good to be here, edgelords.
Well, we're happy to have you. Well, we're going to see if we're happy to have you. What we're going to do is we're going to do an edgy lightning round to determine how edgy you are.
Yeah.
And whether or not you can continue on in this podcast.
Okay. So it could end soon.
It could end soon.
If you don't pass the lightning round.
Some people fall right off the edge.
They fall right off the edge, and we send.
I don't want to cut you off. I'm just saying. I just want to say before we get too far, like edgelords to me, I just imagine. I thought it was like edging, right? Like you have sex and almost come, but then you don't. That's edging.
That's what Graham and I do before the podcast to get ready.
Yes, get the blood going.
Right.
But it's not the premise of the podcast. Yeah.
Is that the Patreon?
That's a great idea.
A very frustrating OnlyFans where no one finishes. edgelords, from what we understand, because we're new to this.
Your interpretation as a man.
Well, yes, as a man, as a straight white male. So it is right. Is that it's like the bad boys who are edgy.
Oh yes.
And so we are two nice guy comedians, and it like our acts are fairly, not too edgy and whatnot. And
we want to turn edgy.
We want to turn edgy.
Make money. We want cash.
Well, yeah, we want all those edgy podcast bucks. We want to get SNL and then get kicked off SNL.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want the record to be running so long you forgot it was running and you say some incriminating shit.
That's right.
Exactly. You get it.
So
to determine if you're edgy, we're going to put you through the edgy lightning round, and then at the end we're going to score you between 1 and 5 kettlebells of edginess.
Okay.
And you want 5.
Abortion Nazis, I'm ready.
Here we go.
Edgy lightning round.
It's electric.
And we are off. First edgy lightning round question. We always open with the Holy Trinity. What is your favorite drug, cigarette brand, and alcohol?
Oh, wow. My favorite drug, mushrooms.
Okay. Yeah.
Good one.
My favorite alcohol? I guess beer.
Classic. Yeah.
Not very edgy. And my favorite what?
Cigarette brand.
Oh, Virginia Slims.
Oh my God, that's fantastically trashy.
Yeah,
I love that
that's
answer.
Pretty good.
Oh, when I was 18, I had a roommate right out of high school, and he'd be like, "Can you pick me up cigarettes on the way home from whatever?" And if he didn't specify the brand,
that's great.
I always got him Virginia Slims, and and he was always pissed off.
I do declare.
I also love those Misties, the really thin ones.
Yeah.
Tiny. They're long and thin.
Yeah, looks like you have gentleman collars.
Yes, that type of
I love cigarettes. I wish they weren't bad for you.
Same.
They're the type of cigarettes where if you like buy enough of them, they send you to like a riverboat casino or something.
Yeah, you get bucks.
Yeah, you get Virginia Slims.
I feel like
bucks.
some comedian, I know I'm not going to place them, but some comedian, probably in my Chicago days, had a joke about their dad collecting camel cash.
Yes.
And they got something with it. It was probably like a mini fridge, or he probably collected them for 30 years and then got a mini fridge.
They were always banking that you will get emphysema before you can cash these in.
It's all
exactly. They were planning on killing you before you got the prize.
You lived 30 years. You get a prize. You get to advertise for us. Here's a camel leather jacket.
A windbreaker.
Yeah.
Medical bills would have been better.
What?
I said paying off their medical bills.
Oh yeah, that's seems to be not on brand for a tobacco company though. Beth Stelling, what is your best tattoo? And you have to have one, even if you don't have any tattoos. And tat that you also regret the most. So two, your best and the one you regret the most.
I don't regret any of them
cool.
at all.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah, I have my mom's handwriting on my wrist, and I have my ex-boyfriend's signature on my. Hold on.
There it is. That's a nice signature, by the way. Whoever signature that is very, very nice looking signature. Yeah. You have no regret about your ex-boyfriend's signature on you?
No, he's a great guy.
It says Benito Mussolini on the back.
Interesting choice. Yeah. How did you guys meet even?
It's Shane Gillis, actually.
Oh, yeah, good. Okay, you're from...
Good guy.
Next question. You are from Ohio, which is known as the birthplace of aviation. Do you think that's because people wanted to find the fastest way to get out of Ohio?
Robby. They succeeded. I mean, well, they built the... I actually have a joke about this that I've been working on recently. Yeah. You know, you come out of a pandemic and you want to start with those hard-hitting birthplace of aviation jokes.
Yeah.
And, but, you know, they let me take that again. Wilbur and Orville Wright created the plane. Yes, designed it, made it, but then we didn't have enough wind, so they took it down to Kitty Hawk, and that's why North Carolina has first in flight on their license plates.
Yeah.
Either way, I think it's all trash. We should redo all the firsts, and you shouldn't get to be first if you're the only ones allowed to do it. I feel like the same with the bicycle. There was a bicycle shop in Dayton that we grew up visiting. Like Caroline Park was historical. But if women were allowed in the bicycle shop in 1892, I think we would have gotten to Peloton much faster.
Yes.
The Peloton.
Thank you. I'll be here
Peloton is the
minutes.
big payoff. I like how you went from first in flight to Peloton. Yes. Same level
for
of
sure.
Importance.
Thank you.
Women would have come up with a $2,000 bicycle that doesn't move. Before anyone else.
It's just what we're used to, spinning our wheels.
Yeah, there it is. Yes. Oh, I love it.
All right. Beth, what is your favorite way to shred your bod? I think you've already answered that one. Yeah.
Okay. I guess field hockey, playing pickup games of field hockey.
Pickup games?
Where can you play pickup games of field hockey?
You walk by and there's just other... women?
And when I was living in New York, there's a Greenwich Field Hockey League, which I was in, and Wednesday night pickup at, I'm going to forget the park. I could walk to the cellar from there.
Oh, that's cool.
Field hockey.
I just forgot the name of it.
Always
and then out here, I play at John Adams Middle School, but we haven't been able to play. It's a pandemic. So hopefully...
That's cool you still play field hockey. It's cool that still is happening.
It's just one of those sports I see during the Olympics, and I'm like, I guess this is big in Holland or whatever. I've never once seen it.
And Ohio.
And Ohio.
Really?
I think it's like it's one of those sports that doesn't make it out of high school.
Yeah.
Duke has one of the best field hockey teams. A lot of the people I play with are men, UK dudes, because it's really popular over there.
There you go.
All right. Yeah.
It's a cool sport.
Yeah,
It is. I love it.
I mean, is it like the same rules as hockey, just no ice? Is it like?
I don't know.
It's on the field. Your sticks are wooden, or like there's various, obviously, composite sticks as well. But yeah, one side's flat, one side's curved. You can only play with the flat side. And so you're gonna, instead of hockey, which you can play like boom, 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 you have to go like this.
Oh, gotcha. You gotta twist the stick.
Which is why I think sometimes people compare it to lacrosse, but they're extremely different. Field hockey's on the ground, lacrosse is up in the air. The balls are different sizes. You can throw it into a net with lacrosse, and you can with the field hockey ball too. But there's some lifting rules and hitting rules. And
can you like aim? Like, can you like top corner?
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you're doing like a stroke and like a penalty moment, you know, like your ball is set up in front of the goalie. You're allowed to put your stick there, and then you can fling it in to like any sort of top right corner. You obviously have to practice that and be.
I think this is the edgiest conversation.
Very edgy. You know, that's what they have in common to me. Lacrosse and field, they just feel very like elitist Ivy League, skull and bones. If you play it, you might be the president type of sport.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, it's not the most elitist. Like most elitist has to be like ice hockey because you have to be rich enough to buy all the
so
gear.
Expensive. Yeah.
Same for ice skating. But
that's why Canada has socialism, so we can all afford skates.
Yeah,
smart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We love that about you.
Thank you.
Okay, Beth, next edgy lightning round question. Would you rather be the Bachelorette or replace Chris Harrison as host?
Oh, wow. That sounds like a prison sentence, replacing Chris Harrison. But I would be the Bachelorette or replace Chris Harrison.
Yeah,
that's a good question.
I already am the Bachelorette in my own life. You know, like men use me all the time for things, money and
tattoo ideas.
Wait, are you saying that the men are not there for the right reasons?
I'm saying they aren't. Yeah.
Wow, that's the worst thing you can say about men on The Bachelorette.
I mean, I can help men's careers outside of The Bachelorette. So I would say replace Chris Harrison just for that money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, and it's the easiest job in show business for sure.
It's so easy. He doesn't even write those date cards. It's always some like the eyes are like hearted and the A's are like drawn like this. It's like, that is not.
You can tell he doesn't write his own stuff because when they let him go off script, he really fucked that up.
He really makes some mistakes. Yeah.
Wasn't like, look, it was a long time ago. It was 2018.
Yeah.
We knew there was racism.
We didn't know about slavery.
Just imagine.
Books don't go that far back.
Just all the executives on that show.
Who hasn't put a pointed sheet over their head and thought they were just going to a party?
Yeah, a Halloween party where instead of we're scaring people, we're scared of black people.
It was back in February. We're judging people for what they did in February now. It was a different time.
It was winter. We were wearing jackets.
She was cold.
Yeah.
What do you expect? Can't make good decisions. Anyway, yeah, you're right.
Beth Stelling.
He's not good off.
No, he's not. Which Disney princess would you challenge to a fist fight?
I guess Ariel, because she'd just be flopping around.
Yeah, kick her fucking ass.
Yeah, you're gonna do a little ground.
She's got no legs
on that one.
Yeah, she might do a leg sweep or a fin sweep and take me down, but.
And if you kill her, you could eat half of her, and it wouldn't be weird.
Exactly.
That's true.
I mean, who can't beat someone in a bikini?
You could sell her. You could sell her bottom half, make a killing at the fish market. Is it even
illegal to kill a mermaid?
Jesus, Graham, you are an edgelord.
Yeah.
Have some respect.
You're right. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna eat the top half. No. I'm not a cannibal.
I'm gonna fuck the top half.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna sell the bottom.
That's right.
Graham is a big Ursula fan.
I'm like a Native American. I use the whole thing.
The whole mermaid.
The whole mermaid. I don't let any of it go to waste.
That is a good quality, is not letting anything go to waste.
Thank you.
Okay. Best chain restaurant to get kicked out of.
I guess Ed DeBevick's, you know, like you have to really act up to get kicked out of Ed DeBevick's because that's the one where you go to have people be mean to you.
I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know what you're talking about until you said it. It's like, yes, there's a few of those. Like
Ed DeBevick's?
I think it's like popular among white families that are like, what would it be like to get mistreated? You know, and then
what would it be like to be in New York City?
And then they go in there and someone throws straws in their face.
That's
and
funny.
The dad's just like rock hard under the table.
That's crazy that those places exist, right? So it's like you'll order nachos and they'll be like, yeah, of course you'd want that, you fat piece of shit. Or like, is that what it's like?
I bet there's a no cussing rule, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Because kids are at the table. Although I'm sure their parents probably are cussing and smoking with them in the car. So I'm just thinking pretty on brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they were
there's a lot of Virginia Slim smoking going on outside.
Undoubtedly.
That restaurant. This is a big question coming up here, Beth. Would you rather nail Michael Bolton or Kenny G?
Michael Bolton.
No.
That's like a no-brainer.
That was for you. That was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Michael Bolton, yeah, just 100%.
Tall, wide shoulders.
Yeah. I feel like Kenny G would just be like, I don't even know, I guess, yeah. I don't even know how to put it. It would be like trying to fuck I don't even know. I don't know what I'm saying. There's feel like he would like slither away and then evaporate.
He does have, he just had like, look, if you're famous for playing the saxophone, you just have like ingrained band nerd energy that you can never quite shake.
Just picture him like wetting a reed. Just
like lightning.
Yeah.
Licks.
And then like, I don't know, like going up in smoke or something.
Yeah.
But Michael Bolton, you could just, be like, hey, do you mind putting your hair back in a low ponytail? So it looks like it's not there at all.
Yeah. Yeah. They both have great lung capacity. I think both these guys are gonna, they've had some days. I bet
they have got great lung capacity, which is good for sex.
Good for
sex.
Really
I just blow into a woman's vagina.
They love that.
Oh, I was, or it's just more like, and then they're just down there like,
oh, see that you're making a case for Kenny G.
You're right.
Yep, the old wreath technique.
The old.
Come on over and wet my wreath.
All
right, Beth. Favorite all-time babe, and that can be a man or a woman.
We don't judge.
Favorite all-time babe.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm trying to think of a hot babe that really does it.
Babe or a fox,
however you say it.
Favorite all-time babe. This is hard.
Not easy.
There's so many babes.
A lot of babes out there.
A lot of babes. Yeah, we're all in agreement over here. A lot of babes out there.
Man, this is hard.
I want you to take all the necessary time you need for this. This is an important question.
Vivica Fox is coming to mind.
Vivica Fox, super hot.
Very hot.
Independence Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has a stripping scene in a PG movie, which is
which one?
In Independence Day. She's like one of it's like a PG-13 strip club where everyone's very covered up in full bikini bathing suits.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it's filled with men who are like,
yeah. What
Angela
about
Bassett?
What was the?
You have a type. So it turns out you have a type. Huh?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of hot babes that you're just like,
yeah.
Wow.
Who was there?
So you seem like you'd be in a Vanessa Williams would be on your list as well then.
Yeah, you know what? I think there's like a smidge of evil to some of her characters,
That's
and I'm
true.
looking for like more sexy.
What's the what's a guy you had a crush on when you were 13?
Christian Bale.
When you were 13? From what movie?
I don't know how old I don't.
Newsies?
I don't know how old I am.
Yeah.
I really don't. But I feel like one of my first crushes was definitely Tom Cruise in Far and Away.
Oh yeah,
I don't know that movie.
Yeah, was that the one he met Nicole Kidman on?
Yeah.
And that ended up great for both of them.
Yeah, they're still happy together. and then Christian Bale
in Swing Kids, that was probably like 93, 94. He was pretty sexy in Swing Kids.
I'm thinking more Newsies.
Yeah, that was about the same time.
And then who else did I love? I'm trying to think of like movies,
Did you have any posters
Were
up?
thinking as a kid? Kel over Kenan. No offense, Kenan. I know you have a hit show right now, but yeah.
I was like whatever. It doesn't matter.
I think a bad manager if you're picking Kel over Kenan.
Do people normally like take this as seriously as I have? I feel like these are going on my grave. So I'm like, really?
Yeah.
We expect them to. We hope they take them as seriously as you do, because we have to judge you for kettlebells. If you say the wrong thing,
it's very
you
important.
Can fuck it all up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You won't get the kettlebells. Well, that's good enough for me.
I loved hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Yes.
Mark Curry.
Yeah.
And then I've done shows with him since, and he didn't, at the Comedy Store, you know, when someone can like, they have the opportunity to neg you as they're bringing you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or really gas you up. And I'd almost prefer the neg. Either way, he was like, I was in the back listening to him, just sitting in one of the chairs, but also making a set list, because I'm just like that. I'm like a type A comedian that's like, and he was like, she's good. I think he probably forgot my name or something, or maybe he was just said Beth. Either way, he was like, she's going to be good because she's been back there writing a set list.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was just sort of like, okay.
That doesn't help. I don't like that.
With a child.
You never
doesn't like.
You never quite grow out of being a passive aggressive comedian,
and like, that's too bad.
Yeah.
His expectation was like, why isn't she watching me, Mark Curry, from Hanging with Mr. Cooper, 94 to 96, paying attention to my set?
Yeah,
you know?
That could be it. I mean, like, he also blew the light by 20 minutes or something.
I've honestly never heard of this man.
Because it was good. It was all like improvised. He was like, give me another topic.
I was going to ask if he was funny, because I've never seen him do like stand up really, but I used to love that show as a kid. And I do love Sinbad. To me, like, Sinbad is one of the most underrated comics out there.
He's amazing.
So fucking funny.
He kills. I know he kills. Yeah, he can just destroy pretty much anywhere. I really like Sinbad too. He's always been a good guy to me. I like him.
This podcast is so edgy.
It's very, very edgy.
Picking up Sinbad.
But we learned that.
Yeah, you tried to get me to fucking talk shit on Sinbad, you edge lords.
Final question. Very big one. What is your favorite euphemism for sex? This is for all the bells.
Oh my God. Boning? I mean, what are we saying? Throwing what?
Throwing what? Well, you're onto something. Throwing up.
I mean,
what? Never heard that.
Okay.
No, that's a new one to me.
Yeah.
What? Throwing?
You said you were starting to say something gross, and you're on a good path. I want to.
Yeah.
You really edged that one.
Sticking with boning?
Yeah.
Mine is actually I like to say
can you guys be vulnerable and fucking share yours first? Jesus.
Yeah, mine is being brought up by Mark Curry is what I say.
Yeah. Wetting my reed.
Wetting. Yeah, Grandma says wetting his reed.
Surely wets my reed.
Oh God. Wait, what was it? Parking the porpoise? What's that from?
Parking the porpoise?
I don't like
know,
it,
but it makes me deeply uncomfortable, which means I like it.
What the hell's your penis is a porpoise?
Yeah, well, it's got a blowhole, kind of, you know?
Sure.
Parking the porpoise.
It's a little bit of a tongue twister to really like, you know.
Want to come over and park your porpoise?
No.
Yeah, that's a deal breaker.
I did.
For me.
One kettlebell if that made you horny.
All right, let's tabulate these.
Let's tabulate. I know our edgelords are rock hard out there listening to this, thinking about parking that porpoise.
Yep, how I am.
All right. First time we've got Virginia Slims as an answer, which I like a lot.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
That is hot. Yeah, that's pretty edgy.
No regret over an ex-boyfriend tattoo. You got to respect that.
That's edgy as hell.
Super edgy.
Keeping it. Wow.
Yeah, keeping it is a strong play as well.
People have offered to cover it up, and I refuse. That's how edgy I am.
That is super hardcore.
That is hardcore because they like, you know, the next guy that you're dating.
And I love commenting on it.
Oh boy!
Man.
Oh,
Well,
boy.
that just got you an extra kettlebell.
Yeah, that's a kettlebell for
I've
sure.
never had a late stage kettlebell.
That's true. We've never given a kettlebell in the review period.
Yeah, I mean that really.
that's a
You really
boost.
walked into the prof's office and argued a higher mark.
Yeah.
I respect that.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Great answer on fighting a mermaid. Obvious, you're gonna win that fight.
That was right away too.
That was
no
immediate.
hesitation
It
on
was
that. Add that up. Add that up. Yeah,
There
that
was plenty
good.
of hesitation later.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I waited 5 minutes before answering. What was the? How did I wait so long to answer?
Babe.
Favorite all-time babe, to which you then gave us like between 7 and 9 of them.
Yes, of all genders. You just named everyone in Hollywood. So we have to deduct one for that.
Okay, I understand.
But very decisive on Michael Bolton over Kenny G. Although we did make a case though with the lip thing for Kenny G, but I think she was
steadfast.
steadfast. Yeah,
Which is her. It's her body, her decision.
your body, your choice.
That's what I always say.
We're big on that here at the
Yeah.
Edgelords.
Thank you, boys.
And okay, so we're gonna deduct one for the babe, but then she came back with the late one. So I'm gonna say,
Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Sorry, Beth. 1 second here.
No, look, I have all day.
Yep. No, I agree with that assessment.
yeah,
We're going full five kettlebells.
Full five kettlebells.
Wow.
Yeah, wow,
Wow.
that is quite
No,
something.
congratulations. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that actually qualifies you to join us because you're edgy enough to talk about some scalding hot takes.
Scalding hot takes.
Let's roll, boys.
Burn me, Daddy.
Woo.
Who said that, Graham?
I don't know.
We don't know. It's just we
Spent
found
a lot of money on a voice
A
actor.
lot of cash went
Yeah.
to that.
All my pandemic money. All my PPP.
So big week coming up here. This is comedy clubs are reopening in New York City. That's happening. A lot of the rest of the country, they're already open. But made me think that
Not liberal California,
it's
where
not
Beth is at.
blue states where you have no freedom.
Coastal elites.
Yes.
Not us in New York.
But I think comedy club names should have to be approved by a panel of comics
I agree.
before they can allow it
agree.
to be open as that business name.
And every 25 years, they should be reevaluated.
Yes, because comics,
Yeah.
look, comics are like, there's a lot of narcissists and ego. And so you get a lot of like, we are truth tellers. We're the last bastions of truth out there fighting the power. You
Yes.
need us to preserve free speech. And you can see me this weekend at the Looney Bin.
Yeah.
And the following weekend, I'll be at Off the Hook Comedy Club
Yes.
on Marco Island.
And I hope to get a weekend at Coconuts.
Yes,
to speak my truth.
if only the funny bones would let me fight the
I
power.
can't crack the funny bone.
Funny Bones probably has to be the worst, but
Yeah.
most widely accepted.
Yes, yeah, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think.
Meanwhile, like there's always just I love like speaking of all that where it's like we're the truth tellers. It's like it's so. I guess some comics are with it and are able to like either tweet current or get jokes off at clubs and then post them immediately. But it's like the letter writing of comedy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Totally.
it's the slowest form of comedy.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
Yes. And then,
Because there's like some kid on Twitter that's like, okay, comedian, and then posts a meme that gets like 1 million likes.
yes. Yes, or just does a
And you're
dance.
like, if you could just wait 2 more years, I will be finished with the special.
This will be done.
Yeah.
And then you'll see my thoughts on Monica Lewinsky or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
It would actually be great to go back in time and give because obviously we all know how many comics there are in this world, how many that don't get opportunities for their specials. There should be like go back in time to a comic that was doing it in the 90s who had a full hour ready but couldn't sell the hour and produce it.
Oh, and just see what
As
that looks
is.
like now. I would love to see that.
Get them but yeah, like film them trying to remember their jokes.
Do you
About how gay people are weird.
Yeah.
Huh?
I think they've been ready to go. Because you know how there are some comics who like do jokes for a decade.
Yeah, they're still doing
Oh,
them
yeah.
on cruise ships.
Still
so
doing them on the road, yeah.
they're
Yes,
tight as
and the
hell.
only way that they get discovered is when they do drop that Monica Lewinsky or Bill Clinton or whatever Saddam Hussein joke.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
There was one comedian in Toronto and his like reference for a babe in his joke, and this is 2017 era, was Heather Locklear. And then we all took him aside. We're like, she's no longer a part of the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Like, get a new, update the babe.
Yeah.
And then the next week we saw him, and it was Jennifer Aniston.
Okay. He's working his way up. He's getting there.
And then he scolded him one more time, and then he was like, Elle Fanning. Like,
No.
Just delicious. She is just.
I once did a gig where I started in Florida.
He just wants to keep it for another 20 years and not think about it.
Yeah, that's right.
I call it joke farming.
It's future forward. I did a gig in Lakeland, Florida, with a comic who was from Boston but had been in Florida for like 10 or longer, 15 years.
Yeah.
And he introduced me to his only son, who was there with him, a 17-year-old almost man. And then this guy got up and did his act and kept talking about his 2-year-old son. He'd been doing the same act for 15 years because that's what he wrote. And to his credit, he was giving if a joke is 9 months old, I'm sick of it. He was giving it the full go, but this is the hour he's been selling for 15 years at B clubs.
This is the man we're talking about, that he's getting the special that we three are now producing.
That would be.
I'm on board for that. Do you ever watch old Comedy Central presents from like the mid 90s, and it's just like it makes me depressed. I'm like, what happened to this guy? It'll be like Max Keller or whatever. And you're like, this guy had a Comedy Central half hour. Things were probably going good, and then he's just fallen off the face of the earth. Yeah.
Well, he's probably got a job and he's happy.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he's on a cruise ship and he's dead.
And he's unhappy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think about the first time I saw stand-up live from a man, and it was Happy Cole was his name. He was on the cruise ship.
Yeah.
I was 18. Do you guys seriously know that name?
I do, because I'm from Tampa, and Happy Cole is a Florida comic. So
he's still there?
I do know him. I think he is still in Tampa.
His name is Happy. He goes by Happy Cole.
Yeah, he's pretty. He is. It's not false advertising. Yeah, it's pretty jovial.
Yeah,
comic.
I bought his album.
Oh,
I mean,
nice.
That was I was 18.
Yeah,
and it was like, wow, stand up on a cruise ship, and it was I would never. I'm not a cruise person, but it's a long story. Anyway. But he was the first person I saw live like that, and I was like, I want to do it. And he was very nice.
Yeah,
that's cool. Well, I'm glad Happy is.
Shout out Happy Cole,
just a real bad guy.
I had several people kind of do have those moments with me. Sheila Gaskins was another one in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's
just
nice.
sort of he wrote on a paper, just do it. It was when I was still, trying to figure out how I would get there.
That stuff matters.
I will say, for especially after I just talked shit about comics being we're truth, they are, I do believe, the most approachable of anyone in show business for the most part. I think most of them, especially if you're I'm thinking about starting or whatever, that they'll take a second to be well, yeah,
I always say just do it.
That's what I say too.
Yeah, and they always want advice. Everybody always wants advice. And I know it seems like a cop-out, but the answer is just is what Sheila put on that paper. It's you just have to do it. You have to get up and do it.
Yeah.
You can sit in your room and write all these things, but I promise you, it's not I don't want to say, then they're all going to fucking bomb. But it's you can think you're so funny and write these little things in your room, and some of you might go up and kill your first time, and that's amazing. But you need to try them out loud.
You got to do it. Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
That's That's the exact same thing I say when people ask.
And the reason why they're very approachable is because they've been on the road for several weeks and haven't talked to anyone besides an Arby's employee.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Person.
I think I've grown more shy and introverted from being on the road so long.
Yeah.
Because I don't love drunk people. I mean, I choose them as lovers and friends because of childhood trauma. But,
same.
But I don't like drunk people. Yeah. It's obviously psychology is so fascinating to me because it's wow, you chose a job where you are around drunk people all the time.
Totally.
And have to perform for them for your livelihood. It's fascinating to me.
It is weird how that works.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
It's so bad to be around someone who's hammered.
Here's my hot take.
Okay.
I I am a tall man, and I'm my hair is thinning up top, and people will often say, they'll say, Graham, it doesn't matter because you're tall. No one will see it. But here's the thing. I'm often sitting. I sit down quite a bit, and usually on dates. I'm usually seated for an entire date. I'm not going to walk into a restaurant and be like, hello, milady. Have a seat. I stand. I will be standing.
I will protect you.
Yes. I'd like to survey the restaurant.
Standing over her all one step below pissing on her.
Yeah.
It's like, you're mine.
Can you pass my drink to me? Please.
Can you pass up a bite?
Can you cut my steak and pass, please? I prefer to stand. You just keep saying that every half hour out of the blue.
Activity like let's go canoeing. I'll sit in the back.
I'll sit in the back.
Tandem bike. I'll sit in the back.
I prefer I like to steer. Have you ever been in a canoe? No.
You have to sit.
Yeah. It's like.
Are you dating?
I have a new girlfriend, 4 months, and we have just hit the phase where it's a new whole phase for me of comfort. It's a new level of intimacy where I, lying in bed, will sleep on my side, not facing her, so she can see the whole kit and caboodle of my hair. Yeah. I'm not. I would either
it's
for the first.
So interesting because it's like I'm seeing when you got your hair still, everything's fine, but I guess maybe it is balding right here.
It's like
we paid James Cameron $140,000 to do our hair digitally.
I have full coverage, but it's not great. When the wind blows the wrong way, it looks.
Are you doing Rogaine?
I do Propecia, so it keeps what I have.
Okay.
You know.
But why didn't you add Rogaine on top of it? Does Rogaine not work on the crown?
That hurt right there, what you just said.
I'm trying to find all the solutions here.
I could. It's expensive. I just don't want to spend them. That's,
I respect this approach.
Propecia's cheaper than Rogaine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. Because people...
But what about your dick? Has that been any impotency?
I think I have too much tea. I'm just coursing with tea.
You're just always.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good because the last thing that's not the closest, but that's one way you can relate to a woman is we have to put things in our body to prevent worse things from happening. But there's
always a side effect.
Can really fuck you up, and everyone just acts like it's totally fine and normal and expects us to do it.
Beth, my whole life has been easy and great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Until now.
I'm sorry. I guess
you're losing all your value.
Yeah.
One hair at a
it
time.
is. That's what my doctor calls it. He calls me a depreciating asset. Yeah. Which hurts.
He's right.
Well, I'm glad that everything's working there because that's obviously in a relationship. It's the last thing you want is not to have that intimacy. So that's good because I know impotency I dated an older guy in my mid-20s. And I don't know. Either way.
How much?
He was on Propecia.
How old? How old? Now that you're not in your mid-20s, was he older or our age older?
It was I was Elle Fanning and he was Heather Locklear.
Gotcha.
No, I'm just kidding. I think we were. Hold on. 8 years apart, something like that.
Okay, yeah. So it's still a pretty young.
So he was 33.
33, and you're an older
prime of his
gentleman.
Life.
Completely useless penis.
He just had a pocket watch and a limp dick.
Like a windsock at the airport.
He came dust. No, I think it's now, of course, I've dated someone 9 years younger than me, and then more recently 7 years younger than me. I don't think I can do younger again, but then I don't know.
Well, you don't have to worry about your dick going hard.
No, I think I have to more worry about, my vagina going dry, but that's not an issue.
That's great. I'm glad Propecia hasn't affected that.
No. I also just think foreplay is obviously the solution to any of that.
Let me write this down.
Write that down. He's got 1 second. He's trying to have a kid, so.
It's so funny because I remember hearing the word foreplay, in movies or whatever it was as a kid. You would hear it how about some foreplay or there's no foreplay, and it was just I don't know what the hell that is. It felt so elusive, and it's just
a weird word.
It is like, yeah, foreplay, before play. I don't know. Either way, it's so crucial. It's unbelievably crucial. Yes. And movies don't show it enough. No. You cannot just jam your fingers or your dick into a woman's vagina. It's like trying to shove your hand into a couch.
So much good stuff here.
Write this down. Even just like I get why in porn they're doing like a spit. Anything will do. Maybe like even if you took me to the grocery, spread my legs, and held me under the vegetable sprayer. I would rather that.
The only two ways I know are a hork spit and to go to the produce aisle, hold her underneath. She gets a bed of lettuce, and
grab a nearby cucumber and get to work.
Get to work.
Let me tell you something. I'm growing as a person and as a comic.
And as a man. And in your genes, I can see.
Made a tossed salad joke, and I said, you're better than that. You are better than that. Just let it go.
Oh, yeah. I like how you still wanted to get it out.
Oh, because it's a good joke. I was pretty happy.
Yeah. Sneaky little guy.
Yeah. That's the way I did it. We also spend, the first when you start fooling around or whatever, you hit it. Then you spend 4-ish years with just foreplay, kind of, for the most part, Right. And then there's a certain point where you like kind of you graduate out of that, and you're like, I'm never going back to that.
Really?
Yes.
You stopped doing foreplay.
Well, I mean,
and you're only doing foreplay. You're not having sex for the first 4 years.
Yeah, when you're like 14.
Are you referring to adolescence?
Yes. When you're like 14.
I thought you meant like the first 4 years of dating someone.
No, Jesus Christ.
Both of us were worried, but then I put it together. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying like from like 14 to 18, whatever. It's different for everyone, but like you're not
20 to 24.
Edging. Yeah, you're edging for 4 years.
You are. That's
edging.
Exactly right. That's
funny.
What you're doing.
And true. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's obviously like intimacy, and some people don't get. I don't know. It's so interesting to me. All of it's really fascinating, and as a female comic, I always feel I feel it's interesting because we get such a bad rap for talking about sex, but male comics do it more, or just as much, if not more. And also, we didn't get to do it for so long, so like we have to catch up. Yeah. And if you guys were good at it, we wouldn't have to talk about it.
Also, I feel like there's half of the audience is women, and so they're going to relate to all that shit, but maybe they're with their husbands or who are shitty lovers and feel they can't laugh.
You do see that a lot. You see couples like look at each other to kind of be like, can we laugh at this? Yeah.
I particularly Raleigh, North Carolina, right before I filmed my special in 2020, it was like Valentine's Day weekend. That last special, I was the worst person you should see on Valentine's Day. But I had a lot of older white ladies like looking at their white husbands like, is it okay to laugh?
Is this okay? Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. Which is disappointing and sad.
Oh, super. Them,
but
yeah.
It's brutal.
But I think like intimacy is like a whole other part of it that I'm not anti-porn, but I do think it breeds this weird like disconnection and just style of sex. Like even when I would like have a break with an ex-boyfriend that I knew was really into porn, when we had sex again, it would be like, oh, I know what you were doing in the off season. Yeah. Because you're jiggling my tit like crazy. And that's not for me.
Yes.
Wait, what is he doing?
Like this, like, well, I shouldn't do it. I don't want the edgelords to come.
No, we don't. We're actually not us. We don't feel we were not comfortable there. Jiggling.
Jiggling, yeah. It's
really bad.
Porn.
That is weird.
Porn sex is not.
Or even
sex.
just like, like I think there's a time and place for like.
Yeah.
It's after I have reached climax.
Sure.
Do whatever you want with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Sorry, let me put this
right down.
Well,
yeah. Okay. Also, work out enough to be able to go like that.
Yes, I can do that for 25 to 30 seconds.
Yeah, time to give it to you.
But you know who's got the lung capacity to keep doing it is Kenny G.
Kenny G. Yes, Kenny.
That's why he's a sex guy.
Yeah. Graham's like, I've been standing all day.
My arches. I can't. I'm out of gas.
I also think it's so funny that your picture of intimacy, you finally hit the point of intimacy where I can turn away from my girlfriend to sleep.
Yeah, I feel comfortable. I know she won't leave me when she sees the depreciating goods.
Yes. Yeah. I'm glad you feel comfortable. That's good.
It's nice. You got another scalding hot take?
Another scalding hot take. This one is pretty spicy, so buckle up.
Pooh.
I think when you unsubscribe from a company's email.
Yes. This I can feel it. Gonna be bad.
Just let me unsubscribe and don't ask me why. You fucking clingy, needy, desperate
give it to them.
loser. You know, you really need me, Target, to be like, but why? Why? What do we do?
Why?
What, do we send too many? Do you want less? We can send less emails. What do we do? Shut up. Grow up.
Sent less in the first place.
Exactly. And now it's over between us.
I had to tell Optimum, the internet company, that I moved to Canada. And they still called me the next morning at 9 a.m. And I was like, hello?
I have internet. She's in Canada. You don't know her.
I switched to Fios. Ooh, she's sleek. Anyway, that's super. They do. That's pretty funny. They're super. There's a bit there, maybe.
Yeah.
All right.
There is a bit there, maybe.
That's how all of my bits, even my favorite bits, there's a bit there, maybe.
I looked up at Beth and she was just like, there's a bit there, maybe.
Is there?
Yeah. You're you see this more and more each year. You see this is an epidemic of people walking their dogs in a stroller, in a special made stroller for their dog. And to me, basically you are letting everybody know that you want a kid, but you can't because you're barren. You're just letting the whole neighborhood know that you're barren and sad.
They're like the woman who buys a wedding dress and just hangs it in the closet.
Yeah.
Bought the stroller, past their prime, and now it's used for the dog.
Yeah.
Everyone, this didn't work out for me.
The most popular dog
and
stroller
I'm going
company.
for a walk.
The most popular dog stroller company is actually barren and sad. Just stitched right on the top.
Barren and sad.
Yes.
It's two family names.
Yes, it's totally coincidental.
And son. And son. Barren and sad and daughters.
I've yawned like maybe 4 times, but it has nothing to do with you guys. Sometimes I just catch them.
We'll edit those out.
Yes.
There was like an episode of House where like someone yawning, they ended up like having cancer. So let's put that on the record.
Okay.
That you might have cancer.
Yeah, like chronic yawning or something had to do. Yeah. I probably I always think I'm going to die. So this is just for the record.
Same here. I always think I'm going to die. And my girlfriend is a vegan, and I went to a pork store across the street from my new place, and I bought a pound of pork of salami, and she's like, I'm really worried about your heart. And then I got a physical because of it, and I got my blood work back. And her mom is a nurse, and I didn't understand. Now they just email you your results and don't tell you what they mean.
Here's your blood. I've gotten that too. And you're like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's like doctor. A less than and a greater than sign, and you're like, which one is greater? Shit. And anyway, and then the alligator wants more. I'm like, and then her mom's a nurse, so she sent the results to her mom, and her mom said that she's dating a specimen.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Yes.
Yeah.
A specimen for heart disease.
I was going to say, are you sure she wasn't asking for some of your specimen?
Yes. She is. Her mom is about to go barren and would like to get one less.
Do you have a specific pork store? A pork-only store
I
across
live
the street?
in a weird, like not in a weird, I live in like an Italian neighborhood, and they have all sorts of there's like a ravioli store and a pork store.
I'll be down at the pork store, babe.
I'll be at the pork store.
It's like, are you trying to fuck?
Yeah.
What's happening here?
Want to go to the pork store with me?
One 5-minute pork, please.
Speaking as a specimen.
Yeah.
I did that too. A guy I was sleeping with in the summer was like, I'm worried about your sugar intake. I just want you to live a needleless life. And so I went and got blood work. He felt like
diabetes?
I ate too much sweets.
A needleless?
You don't want to get diabetes.
I mean, that's the second man I've dated that has commented on my sweets intake.
How much sweet do you intake?
I don't know. I'm like definitely a dessert after dinner type of gal.
That's
and
fine.
I love a cinnamon roll. And yeah, I'm not over here like like, I do have a tooth implant, and my teeth have always been like cavity ridden, but
okay, we're spiraling a little bit. We started good, but now we're spiraling.
Naked.
I think that's fine.
I look great naked. I'm not, dealing thankfully with not being able to like exercise or move.
Yeah,
you're allowed to have treats if you take care of the back end.
Yeah, and he
fair.
said he was worried. Yeah, so I got blood work, and it said no risk of diabetes.
Specimen? Did they say specimen?
Yeah.
No, no, they didn't.
Well,
I don't. Yeah, I'm worried. Is there something passive aggressive about that? Like, I'm worried about your sugar intake. It's also not like I'm concerned about you. It's like, it's like a power move, and I don't like it.
You can tell if someone's healthy or not. It is a power move.
Yeah,
that's it.
He was like, I don't even know how to describe this person, because it's like, obviously, people are dualities, right? No one's all bad or all good. So it's like, I liked him, but I knew we should break up way sooner, and I'm the person who doesn't. I'm just like, oh, stay. Like, I hated that. I knew I wanted to not be with them, and I wouldn't do it.
Right.
It was annoying, like, to the point where I was like, I don't like this guy. This doesn't make me feel good.
Right.
And it's like, cool, then break up with him.
Yeah.
And instead, I just waited for him to do it.
Yeah.
And then I subtweeted him. And because, like, he also said people who burp and fart have a bad diet. And I had LaCroix and burped. And which is just carbonation. Anyway, I subtweeted him something like,
everyone burps and farts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every single anyway.
Yeah. So I was sleeping naked in his bed, and I woke myself up farting one night after Indian. And it was like, I'm naked. So it really slapped.
It's great.
And so I tweeted something like, I woke myself up farting with a guy. I don't know the exact tweet, so it's not going to be as funny, or it's not even like that funny. But either way, I woke myself up farting next to this guy after eating Indian, and then 2 days later, he broke up with me. Thank you, Indian, or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then he DMs me right away, and was like, I didn't hear you farting. So he's basically saying it was your personality,
Oh yeah, it's almost worse. Yeah.
Right, and he knows what he's doing. So we'd actually, when we broke up on the phone, I said, like, what do you think it was? Because I always like to talk to the person about it. Like, I think I'm not saying full exit interview is necessary, but like, as I mentioned to you,
I think it's
I'm
healthy.
Not just saying that to, like,
it's secure and
protect
healthy
my
to ask.
Yeah.
Yes, if you're going to unsubscribe from the email, you want the reason why.
Yeah.
You're
being now you're being you're an optimum.
Yeah. And he said something like, well, it just everything felt like more difficult, like, or something like, it just, the easy things felt hard. And I was like, I just said, I agree. And then I added, I also felt like you didn't really make an attempt to understand me or like get to know me. Cause I could have named everything about him, like his brother, his family, like, and I don't think he would know my sister's names, So I mentioned that because that should help him going forward, ask women questions and get to know them. And maybe that would help you connect more or something. But anyway, the relationship wasn't like all bad or awful.
Right.
I just was, and also like, I'm not just saying I didn't want to be with him to protect my ego because he ended up breaking it off with me. I just really didn't. And that was even more frustrating to me. Like, what is wrong with me that I would rather just stay with someone I'm unhappy with? Like that was a whole,
I think everybody does that.
Super
I don't think there's
common.
anything wrong with
Yeah.
you. I think everybody does that. I think it's just
So
human
anyway,
nature.
I
We just
It's hard to take decisive action that's like life changing.
Yeah.
It's easier to let it run its course if you feel like it's going to. It's not the right way to
and
handle
then it. Did.
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah.
But in the DM, he was also just kind of like saying a few things that were like really nice and like referencing things that I had recommended to him that he, in the moment, he didn't do, but then later was like, that was a really good advice and thank you. And I'm like, this man is scared.
Yeah.
That I'm going to tweet the other shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't trust men. And I just think it's so funny that he was like complimenting and saying things I did that were helpful that he didn't recognize at the time. And I'm just like, look, maybe he really meant it, was just trying to be nice and actually had thought of me a few times. Possible. But the other part of me is like, you're just worried I'm going to tweet about the time you moved my chin away from you and said, I don't want to fight for air while we were sleeping.
Whoa.
Anyway, the point is, he's not a bad person. It's just so funny to me that he was like trying to be nice to get me to not tweet anything again.
Yeah.
Don't break out with somebody with a large Twitter following.
Yeah.
With a fan base.
Yes. Important lesson. Well, that's it for scalding hot takes.
I think that went pretty well.
The only thing we need from you now is any advice for us to be more edgy, or if you want to tell us an edgy, your edgiest thing, anything about edge, we want to hear it.
Yeah.
Wow. The edgiest thing you can do, I guess, is just keep using those buzzwords in your jokes. Anytime you can get Nazi in there, terrorists,
yes,
abortion, rape, any of that stuff. If you can squeeze it in,
so cool
at all costs.
And I'll tell you what, crowds love it.
Yeah,
they live for it. They love to hear an abortion joke from a man. It's their favorite thing.
They just want a brave guy.
That's what they want. Yes,
it's gonna be brave,
And that's why I do comedy, to show people how brave I am.
I would love to hear more from dudes that have been with women who aborted their babies, and what comics wasn't with a woman who didn't want to abort their baby.
That's true too.
Maybe besides you, Robby. I'm so sorry. I know you're trying.
No, yeah, it's all good. It's gonna happen.
I need to know more from you guys about the abortions you guys have had. So that's my other advice.
Yes, we're happy to share. We're always happy to share an opinion. That's the thing.
Yeah.
We're not going to leave you hanging. If you want to hear our opinion on abortion, we will give it to you.
Yeah, even if you don't.
Yeah, even if you don't want it.
Yeah.
Okay, Beth, anything to promote? Anything before we jump off?
I want to acknowledge that I really took us on a few tangents about foreplay and the DMs and the subtweeting. I really took us on a tangent there and wasted some of our edge.
Well, we learned a lot, though.
Yeah, we sure did.
I mean, his note,
it's full.
And we're going to go over this as a team.
I am going to look into what foreplay is. We're gonna when I find out,
Google it. We'll help. We'll teach each other.
Yes.
We can work on it together.
Yes. This will be a bonding thing for us.
Yes.
It's just so clear that I needed to talk about that stuff with boys. And I got it in now.
Well, I'm happy we could help.
Yeah, I'm happy to help too. I'm glad you did.
We are a sounding board. We don't know what we're talking about, but
you do though, because you lived it and you're men. So it is helpful.
We have men's bodies.
If I'm promoting anything, my special is still streaming on HBO Max.
So awesome! Congrats!
Yeah,
honestly,
congrats
all jokes aside, that's so rad.
Girl Daddy on HBO Max.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
And then on April 22nd, I'm on this new Peacock show called Rutherford Falls.
What the hell?
Cool.
That's so awesome.
Yes.
Congrats.
It's Michael Schur, Ed Helms, and Sierra Teller Ornelas.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, that's powerhouse group of people. Mike Schur, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Yes, check out Beth stand-up. So funny, very talented, and watch. What's the show called?
Rutherford Falls.
Rutherford Falls. Look for that.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes. Sierra Teller Ornelas. And Jana Schmeiding's the star. I am just a little bit. I'm a bit part. I mean, I'm in several episodes throughout, but I'm not the lead or anything. Either way, it's going to be a good show.
Still rad.
Stop taking away from it. You're in it. It's awesome. It's amazing. Congratulations.
I'm a piece of shit, and it was great to be here.
Yeah.
Okay.
We made this podcast so we could be on camera.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what we have.
Yeah, we have to do it ourselves.
Yeah, we have to do it ourselves.
No one's calling us.
Nobody.
Well, Beth, thank you for being here. This was awesome. Later, Beth.
Thanks for listening to me.
See ya.
I'm clearly alone.
Bye.
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 Wow, Beth Stelling.
Beth Stelling.
She was great.
She was great. I learned a lot.
I did too. We went to some new places, some different places.
Yes.
We got personal.
We got to the female perspective.
And she is pretty edgy, I want to say.
She's pretty edgy, very cool, very funny, honestly.
Super funny.
Check out her stuff.
Yeah, definitely check out her special, Girl Daddy on HBO Max. And just you type her into YouTube. She's been on everything, so you can see a ton of her stand-up. She's fantastic. Mm-hmm. And I think that
it's time
to
let you guys know to rate and review on whatever you listen to.
Please review, for God's sake. We need some more reviews out there.
Need some more reviews. Get those reviews up.
Yeah.
We're trying to get 100 reviews.
Yes, that's the goal, and we are falling short of that.
We are falling short. We had a good start.
We got off. We really, we're off to the races, and things have slowed down.
Yeah. But everything else is good. We appreciate all the listens, all the numbers, and keep checking out the YouTube and stuff. YouTube.
And
I won't be alone, won't die alone. And as I always say, we always say, fuck you.